again.
Oh.
Congratulations on that. I mean, things are going well for Caledonian, obviously.
Yeah, we're going in the right direction, you know, and listen, I know I get obviously the praise with manager of the month and that, but listen, it's far from just me, you know, it's the staff that we've got, Billy, Gordy and David the physio and that as well, and all the players have been terrific. They've bought into what we've tried to do, you know, everybody, the whole club, you know, we're trying to go in the right direction, and as I keep saying, we're making small steps in terms of trying to get there. So listen, we just want to keep our head down and just work as hard as we can, and hopefully we go in the right direction. But no, listen, it's a togetherness type thing, you know, we're all in it together, we all look after each other, and yeah, I know I get the award, but listen, it's all of us, so that's the way we'll keep it going.
And another good result just passed as well.
Yeah, it was good to bounce back, because we know ourselves against Hamilton, listen, we were far from at our best, especially first half. That was a disappointing thing, you know, we knew we could be a lot better. Second half we were a lot better, but we just lost sloppy goals, and that happens, you know. Listen, I can't ask for any more in the boys, and if you told me we were going to be in the position we're in after the first 10 games with the KDM Cup and that sort of things as well, listen, I would take that all day, you know. So listen, we're happy in the position we're in, you know, so we just need to go make sure we try and kick on now.
Louis was saying obviously nobody wants to lose a game, but the flip side of that is sometimes it will sharpen the focus and keep everybody on their toes as well. So is that a positive you can take from the one that you did lose?
Yeah, definitely, and I think it's, listen, you don't want to lose any games, as Louis said as well, but I don't think we've lost back-to-back games yet since we've sort of been in charge, you know, and that's something that we sort of, if we do lose a game, we need to make sure we bounce back quick, and we did that on Saturday because it was a hard place to go. Forfeit have had some good results. I think they've only lost one game at home all season, so we knew it was going to be a really hard game. But the boys went there, we got off to a sort of slow start, but once they got going, they found their feet and they put in a really good performance, and that's what we'll be looking for Saturday.
What kind of prospect are Kelty going to be?
Yeah, Kelty's got them playing some really good stuff. He's got a young side there, you know, so they're going to be full of enthusiasm. He passes the ball, he tries to do it the right way in terms of the way he wants to play, you know. He's we know we're going to be in for a real hard game. They'll come here, their last away game there was away to Cove and they won 2-0, so we know it's going to be a really hard game, and we'll need to be at our best. There's no question that. I keep saying it every week, if I'm being honest with you. We need to be at our best every week to get results in this league.
What's your team news?
We've got one or two wee knocks, so they're going to be assessed later this afternoon and probably assessed again in the morning, so we'll see how they are before we make a decision on the team.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Bob.
If you do have to take in some replacements that might not normally get a game, you've managed to do that pretty successfully if the evidence of the cup is any good. So is it going to be too big a problem to have to do that?
No, I think it's a good point, Charlie. It's one of them that I thought was vital when we were doing our recruitment, that we made sure that we built a squad so that if we did have one or two injuries, and they will come, we know that, touch wood, I really hope they don't, you know, but listen, if you get through a whole season without injuries, it's very likely that you're going to get away with that, you know. Like, we've got Ross Millen, who obviously pulled up last week, which we're absolutely gutted about, you know, and he was gutted himself because he's going to be a big player for us. But I did say to him, listen, it's going to be a long season and he'll play his part, and everybody will play their part at different times of the year. It's just making sure that we get it right in the foreseeable future to make sure we give ourselves a chance. But we have built a squad there that we know that if maybe one or two are injured, well, we know there's one or two that are going to come in and they're going to be the exact same quality. So no, we're really pleased to have done that. It was a lot of hard work in the summer trying to get that, but it was really important that we try to build a squad that we knew could get us through the season, hopefully.
Remembering the horrendous time that the club had with injuries a couple of seasons ago, how happy are you, if you could be happy about injuries at all, but with the level of injuries you had for this time of the season? Yeah,
I will say, Charlie, as you say, you're never happy with any injuries, but we've kept it down to a bare minimum, you know, so it's important that we do that. David's been doing a great job in the physio department. The rehab's been good with him and that sort of things, and I think the way we sort of planned pre-season around making sure that everybody was fresh, fit, so they wouldn't get injured, was a big key factor in it as well. So listen, they've done it, they look after themselves really well in terms of recovery and all sorts of going on now. So no, listen, touch wood that we don't get any more injuries and we can get through the season with having as little as possible.
That description that you gave there of Kelty as a young team that likes to pass the ball, is that not equally a description of your own team?
Yeah, it was. Aye. Good on you saying that, Charlie. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we've got a very young side as well. We've got added that bit of experience, which will help the younger ones, you know. But listen, it's great. The younger ones, they're fearless. You know, they want to try. They're like sponges. They want to try and take in as much as they can. They want to learn, you know, and that's what we're trying to do. Help them along the way and become better footballers as well. And listen, we've got a good mixture of youth and experience now, and hopefully it helps us going forward.
These younger ones that you mentioned, they're not maybe quite as young as they were when you first took them in hand.
Yeah.
Is that a potential for progress? I was asking Louis about whether it felt that the team had developed during the season.
Yeah, it's definitely developed, there's no question of it. And we knew they would, you know, they're young boys. I look at Cal McLeod, who's been absolutely fantastic. He's come through our youth system and he's just thriving, absolutely thriving. You know, we put him at right back because obviously Ross was injured earlier on in the season and he struggled the first game, you know, and he's just sort of kicked on from then, and that's what you want. The boys are taking in information, they're wanting to learn the position, and that's not his strongest position. He's normally in the middle of the park, so he's taken to it really well, so it's a good string to his bow where if he has to go and play there again in the future, you know that he can play it no problem.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Charlie.